La, da, 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 da. Oh, that's lovely. Right, come on, Facebook. Get with the program. Good evening, everybody. Facebook is working. And good evening on the tube. So hello, everybody on the tube and on Facebook. Let's just have a look, see who's here. Hi, Rob. Bless you. Hi, Jane. Another Jane. Saz. Sally Ann. Dawn. Pat. I won't go on forever. Margaret. Joanne. Elizabeth. Margaret. Melanie. Joan. Anne. You're all coming in now. Hi, Paul. Hi, Anne. Samantha. Let's flick over to the Facebook. I will take that screen off in a moment. I think you're going to like this card. I've been robbing. Oh, not robbing. I'm going to take that back. I've been helping myself in the shop. Is that the same thing? So good evening to everybody on Facebook. Let's just take that little screen off because it bugs me when it's on for too long. Come on, catch up. Catch up, Facebook. There we go. Thank you very much. So good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? Hi, Chrissy, Sheila, Caroli. Oh, you're coming in too quick now. Hi, Sue. I was laughing at your comments, so I thought I'd be recovering from yesterday. We had our online workshop yesterday. Hey, we didn't do bad because normally it's about 5.5 hours, and what were we? Just over 4, Sue. So I'm trying to get the timings better. So we did a cracking job yesterday. Hi, Jean, Pamela, Diane, Elaine, Julia, Trudy, Andreen. Have you recovered, everybody? Karen, and hi to everybody I've not mentioned because you're coming in too quickly. Oh, like a mashup. Yeah, you're gonna like this. I've been helping myself in the shop, as you do when you have your own craft shop. You got to have some perks. And I keep looking at these hanging up in the shop and I'm like, they're very pretty, but can I justify it when I've got dies that make flowers? When in actual fact, yes, I can. I can justify it. So I did. So we are doing a Prima inspired. Now, when I think about Prima, it's kind of my style. It's very pretty. It's very shabby chic. So it's a mashup, but it's a mashup that's meant to be, I think, because these things are just so pretty. Jeannie's cheering up. I'll do my best, Jean. I'll talk a bit of filth just for you. Hi, Margaret. Hi, June. Hi, Rose. Hi, Linda. Everybody who's coming in that I've not spoken to, good evening. So we are going to look at a couple of different Prima products. Now, those of you that have followed me for a while will know about these amazing pots of loveliness. But there are a lot of people who may not have seen me use these before. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about these when I show you the amazing colours that they've got. And this is... at the time when we first got these in the shop, these were my absolute favourite thing. And you just forget about things, don't you? You buy things, you use them a couple of times, and then you forget about them. And so, look at this colour palette. It's just meant to be. And this is one of the things that Prima do really, really well. They take all the guesswork out of matching things up and coordinating things. And for somebody like me who likes things to look, I don't know what the right phrase, polished. We're going to say polished and coordinated. It's absolutely, it just makes the job so much easier. And it makes creating even more fun. I'm just cleaning my glasses. Did you, Jean? I love them. And I always look at them and think, oh, they're just so pretty. And if I just put these next to each other, let me just show you these next to each other. Look how they coordinate. How fabulous is that? And there are actually a lot more in it than you think. which surprised me. I see them on the shelf in the shop and I think, oh, I would probably use that on one card. But in actual fact, when I started putting this demo together earlier, I didn't actually use that many, so I would probably get half a dozen cards from this, which I think is really rather lovely. And it's just nice that things are coordinated. So we are obviously doing a mashup of some of my things and some of Prima things, and this is where it works so well. You can see I have lots of my die cuts on here. I've got some of my grey board. I've got one of my stencils hiding under here. And this is where the creative part, the crafty part of working with products that are already colour coordinated and done for you. This is where the creative part of combining those two different things really comes into its own, I think. So we are going to have a little bit of fun. I adore Prima. I would work for Prima if they asked me. So Prima, if you're watching, send me an email. It's just quality products, and I love quality. Phill, will you be in the shop on the 12th of February? A possible visit from you and your auntie. What day is it, Lee? I'm in the shop every other Wednesday. And so going back to this, we've got lots and lots of different products. I've got lots of grey board on here. I've got some die cuts. I've got more die cuts. And I've got some of my sentiment stamps somewhere. And I will show you the dies as I use them throughout the demo. And this again is where you can be as creative or not as you like. So we are taking Prima's pre-done flowers. We are going to use Prima's chalk paste, which is one of my favourite things ever. And we're going to mash it up a bit. So let's have a quick look. So we are using my white gesso. So these flowers, although they are pre-done, I am going to alter them. So we are going to alter them, and we are, what do you call the tweezers you use, please? Christine, on the website, I have my own tweezers have a set of 3. So you have a reverse angle set, which is good for your gems and pearls. You have the flat nose set, which is the one that I'm trying to show you now. So these are the flat nose ones. And these are the ones I use all the time. And then you also have a pair of fine pointy ones. It's a set of 3. You will see Phill the Pilferer. You will see them on the website if you just type in tweezers in the search bar and you will find them. So let me just clean my crafting glasses because they are different to the computer ones. Fortunately, Sandra, it's me that sees the CCTV. So I do get away with a lot. It's not so much fun for the girls at the shop when they're trying to do stock takes, I can tell you. And then I get messages saying, have you taken? Did you take? And then I have to remember what I've helped myself to. Anyway, so let's have a quick look. So we are going to alter these flowers that Prima have already pre-done. And we're going to use a combination of the gesso. And we are also, and forgive me if we don't have any of this left, we are using the metallic paint, the Luna. So we are going to zhoosh these up a bit. Although they are all pre-glittered, look. They are all pre-glittered, pre-shaped. I love these ones with the little beads in. I am going to alter them. They're going to be splattered, and they're going to be inked, and they're going to be gessoed. Chrissy says, I bet he scrubs the CCTV before Karen sees it. So, right, so good evening to everybody I haven't spoken to already. So this is not going to be a particularly quick demo because I've done nothing for the prep apart from the die cutting. So I'm just going to put all this back, and we are going to talk for a second about the chalk paste. Now, people who have seen me use this before will back me up and tell you that I absolutely love this product. So this is what they call their redesign collections, which so it's basically something that they designed or manufactured for home decor. Yeah, so redesign is part of their home decor collection. But us as crafters, we have got hold of these kind of things and we've used them in our way. So this is the colour palette I've chosen for tonight. I can't help you choose colours because they are all stunning. In fact, let me just show you how many I've got. I've got all the colours. Now, of course I have. I'm lucky. I can just help myself. But there are lots and lots of colours. So if you want to have a go at what I'm doing tonight, I'm not going to get them all out because I'll be here forever. Look at this colour for grey. Oh, it's stunning. What's that called? Edwardian grey. Dusty plum. The names are gorgeous. Dusty plum. Cranberry. There's just a colour for absolutely everything that you could possibly do. I'm not going to get them all out because we'll be here all night. So let's put them back. It weighs a ton. It weighs an absolute ton. So this is, as I mentioned, a chalk paste. Now, you all know me well enough to know that the chalky finish is my absolute favourite thing ever. It's classy, it's elegant, and it always looks really, really good. Let me just get this cover off. I've got it in my fingernail already. Right, so they do come with this posh lid, which I really like. So I've had these for a few years. I've not actually looked at them for a while. And this is how good this paste is, look. You can see I've used it a few times. So this is like a dusky Victorian pink, yeah. The white was great for Christmas cards, lovely snow effects. That's a good idea, that, Jean. Chalky white, that's called. Yeah, just a few. I've got them all. I didn't pay for any of them. Well, that's actually not strictly true, is it? Because I do pay for the trade stock. So this is a paste. Now, you know me well enough to know that I'm going to do more with this than just stencil it through, swipe it through a stencil. We are actually going to water this down and create a watercolour paint from it. We are also going to stencil it through the stencil. We are also going to paint our grey board with it. And one of the biggest selling points for this product for me is the fact that it self-levels. So if I painted this, I'm only going to do the clock, but if I painted this solid piece from the centre and I got it a little bit bumpy or anything like that, it self-levels. So it's just amazing. It's a top quality product. So tonight I am using Aquamarine, Roycroft Rose and English Country. Now, English Country is the one that doesn't coordinate perfectly with these flowers. Look at that colour. It's like oh, I love this. It's like a vintage putty kind of colour. So I am going to offset the Aquamarine and the Rose with English Country, which is just absolutely fabulous that you can do that. Good evening to everybody who good evening to everybody who is just joining us. I know, Helen, that's the problem. What I would suggest, and this is something that I did when we first opened the shop in Sheffield, when we had these in and I was demonstrating them, what I would suggest is that you go for 3 colours, and just choose 3 colours that you like, because you can mix these together. You can also change the colour with my chalky paints, and you can also change the colour with my lustre powders. You will lose the lustre effect because these have got chalk content, which is what gives that lovely finish. But you can change the colours. You can obviously mix it with my white gesso and it will soften the colours even more. So lots and lots of different ways you can use this. We are going to start with the base of my card. So this is a big card. You know what I'm like. You can scale this down. It's entirely up to you. I've got a fair bit. Oh, I don't know. I've got 2 strips of that, and I pop that to one side. So we are going to watercolour the second layer down. I'm I'm just trying to put this together so you can see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers on this card. The top one we are going to stencil. The second one down we are going to do a water effect around the edge. Yeah, and we're going to do that first because that will obviously take the longest to dry. So let's put that to one side. And we are going to do this with the pastes, which is just not what you would expect to do with a chalk paste, is it? Not to be mixed up with lovely creamy Greek yoghurt. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, Chrissy's just said, look, they look fab on canvases as well. Love the smell of putty when I was little, yeah. Yeah, I did, funnily enough. What do they smell like? I bet they don't smell like putty. No, but they smell nice. So we're going to do a little watercolour edge on this. I don't need to cover the whole thing because we are only going to see the edge, yeah? So I don't need a lot at all. And I'm going to do English Country with a bit of the aquamarine. I'm not going to do all 3 colours. We're going to do 2. So let's do the English Country first. This now means that we can coordinate our sentiments together. So I'm going to put a little bit on my mat, look. I've taken it from the lid. Put the lid on. I'm not using watercolour card, Julie, no. So what I reckon, watercolour card would obviously be a little bit sturdier, but I'm using what we call our ice white cardstock. Good evening to everybody who's just joining. So our ice white cardstock is a slightly heavier weight white card, and it does take some of the it does take quite a bit of water before it buckles. So let's put a little bit of water in and mix this up. Now I've got a couple of little stipple brushes, not that one. Let's find one that's not filthy. A couple of little brushes, just so that I can mix this up. So let's do. That's 4 sprays. Let's see if that's enough. So we are now creating a watercolour paint from a paste. Oh, I forgot to tell you, everybody. Karen will kill me. Here we go. How about that? So the paste and the flowers, all of the ones that are on the website, we've put 20, well, I haven't. You know I don't do discounts. Karen does all that. She's put 25% off the Prima paste and flowers for tonight as well. Yeah. There you go. And that, I'm not sure how long that offer will last for. Karen will tell you when she gets home and she's logged in. But it's 25% off, which is not to be sniffed at. It's a quarter of the price. Now I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. So that's another 4 sprays. So top tip for, I mean, this colour is absolutely divine. So top tip, I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on my card. And then I'm going to pick that up. The same as you've seen us do 100 times before. I'm just going to pick that up along the edge. And because we've diluted it, what will happen, or what will hopefully happen, oh, that's gorgeous, is we will end up with a lovely soft, oh, look at this colour. A lovely soft version of this colour. And that's exactly what's happening. So I'm just trying to get it on more on the edge. Yeah. I'm just making sure I've got enough. Yeah, it's very soft. I've picked one of the softest colour palettes to show you. There we go. Let me just see if you can see that. So it's very, very delicate and very, very soft. And you saw how little I used. Let me just see if I need any more. We have got the other colour to go on. Oops. So let me just mop that up. Don't shout at me, I am going to mop this up with kitchen roll. You could obviously, if you've got some die cut flowers anywhere, you could obviously just dip them in it. So we've now created, if I put that next to the white card, you will see it a bit better. There you go, look, you can see it better next to the white card. My lights are quite bright, but you can see it. And I'm going to repeat that process with the aquamarine. Shall I do aquamarine or shall I do rose? I've changed my mind because I can. We're doing rose. We're doing the Roycroft rose. Oh, look at this colour. So same. Oh, that's too much. Same again. So we've already changed this product. We've already taken a paste and made it into a paint. How fabulous is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try 5. Make it a little bit thicker. So if we make this a bit thicker, oh, this is so pretty. If you make it a little bit thicker, it will show up more on your card. So the more water you add, the more water, well, obviously, the more watery it's going to be. I need one more. All right then, 2. And then we'll pick that up along the edge as well. It'll be very delicate, very soft. Oh, that's fabulous. It's like ice cream. So I'm trying not to cover up the putty. I'll bring it in and show you in a second. Remember, we're only going to see the edge, so I'm trying not to get it in the middle. It reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. Why is it not going where I want it? There you go. And I think we'll stop at that. So you can just see that look. I'm going to do nothing else to that apart from put it over on my other desk. And I'm going to leave that to dry naturally. So personally, I always recommend leaving things to dry naturally as much as you possibly can. Only force dry it if you really are struggling with time and you need to do it. You need to dry it super quick. You get a better result leaving it to dry naturally. There we go. Hi, Linda. Yeah, Jean's just said, look, the paste is brilliant, doesn't deteriorate, it keeps its texture and colour clarity, plus it lasts forever. Well, I've not used this for such a long time, so that's 100% true. Right, so we are now going to stencil the top part. Because we can. So on a bit of kitchen roll, I'm going to bring in one of my tall stencils. This is one of the slender stencils, and this one is called Phill. Now I know that there's going to be a lot on this card. It's going to be true to form. It's going to be true to me. So I already know which sections are not going to be seen and which sections are. I've got a little bit of baby wipe in this. Let me just get rid of it. That's the only problem with using wipes to clean your stencils. I love this stencil. And obviously I've chosen this one because it's got the fleur-de-lis in it. So I'm going to do loosely, very loosely, down here. So I'm not doing this straight down the middle. I'm doing it off center and in a little arc, because we're not going to see much of this section because it's going to be covered with flowers. So let's just bring that across a little bit further. I'm not going to secure this down with any tape or anything. I'll be a rebel. And this time we're going to use all 3 colours. So we're now creating a little backdrop for all the embellishments. And I am going to use the paste that is in the lid. Sorry, Karen. Hi, Donna. Good evening to everybody who's just joined. Whatever it is. No, Phil's coffee is on it tonight. Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm going to drink it. Have I got a picture, what, of my coffee warmer? I'll see if I can bring it in later. It's plugged in, so I don't know how long the cable is. Are we central? Sort of. So I'm going to do just little sections of this, and we're going to overlap the colours. Remember, I am just on paste from the lid at the moment. So I'm not even using I'm not even using the paste from the actual pot. There is so much in them. That's too much. That's not enough. So we're just doing a random selection. I'm not securing the stencil, as I mentioned, because I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if it goes underneath or not. That's enough of that. Look how little I used just from the lid. So good. So good. This, just by the way, just incidentally, this is me in my element because I love this kind of thing. So we're doing all the wet jobs first. So these can be left to dry. Oh, look at this lush colour. I love that. So let's add a little bit of the Roycroft Rose. So I'm doing a little bit of overlap. So where it overlaps, obviously we're going to get a mix up of the two colours. I'll draw breath in a minute and see what you're saying to me. It smells quite nice. That's probably wrong to say, but it does. And the beauty of these is, unlike normal texture paste, like mine for example, it dries chalky. So it's my favourite finish. I think that's enough. Just do a little bit more pink there. Yeah, that's enough. So let's pop that back. I was naughty. I didn't clean my stencil, my spatula, as you saw. Smells quite nice. And then we'll finish off. We'll fill the gaps with the aquamarine. So this palette will work really nicely with. I'm going to clean that this time. With the flowers that I've chosen. If you have a look at all the flowers that are on the Prima section in the website, you will see just how many different colour combos they've put together. Now this really does look like Neapolitan ice cream. So a little bit of overlap, and where it overlaps we're going to get the extra sections. I'm not worried about filling in the whole thing. So if there are bits missing, it's absolutely fine. In fact, I don't need to go there. Let's just add a little bit more here. And I think we'll stop there. Just checking. Let's have a little bit here, because we can. And there we go. I'm not going to worry about the rest. I am going to wipe that away because I've got contamination from the other two colours now. So pop that back. And when if you have a go at this card, I don't want you to stress about if any of the paste leaks underneath your stencil or anything. It's just a backdrop. So let's lift that off and let's see what we've ended up with. Oh my word, that is just so pretty. Look at that. How stunning is that? So we've got clear areas with the English country, with the aquamarine, and with the Roycroft Rose, and then we've got overlaps, and where it overlaps it actually looks really stunning. So remember I said to you we're going down the edge rather than central, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff on there. So let's just pop that to one side and allow that to dry. That will dry in about 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to alter it again. We're going to change the look of that again, because we can. Now let's see if I've got a little scrap of card. Let's see if this works. You'll be very impressed with me because I don't normally do this. I did do it on the workshop yesterday. Let's see what happens. So we're going to try and get a negative impression. Now this is just a scrap I had over on the side. and by a miracle it's more or less the right size. So I've just misted it with water, and then we're trying to pick up some of the colour that's left on there, some of the paste. Let's see what happens. Oh my word, that's fabulous. Look. So we've got the background to another card there. I wonder if I can get another one. Let's try. This is what I did on the workshop yesterday. I'm turning into Leone. I've got all these backgrounds just lying around now. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments and also do this as well. So let's see if we can get another one. It might be a bit watery, this one, because obviously we've taken off most of the excess. Imagine if I was trying to demo this on TV, they'd have a nightmare. Oh my word, look at this. How stunning is that? And you can still see the colours. I'm not going in again because we'll be here all night if I do. So let me just clean that off now. How fab was that? So I'm just cleaning it off my stencil now, the bits that's left over. One thing I will recommend to you is there are a couple of grey colours in the paste. Now I know from my point of view as a manufacturer that grey pastes and grey paints are super hard to do. So if we've got any of the grey ones left, treat yourself. I don't know what we've got left. I honestly don't know. I never look, you know I don't. Right, so we've now used that paste in two different ways. We've created a watercolour background and we've also done it through a stencil in its truest form, which is using it as a paste. We're now going to paint some of these embellishments. I'm trying to use up kitchen roll that I've got lying on the floor, so forgive me if it looks a bit... This was from the workshop yesterday. Phill is doing a Leone. I am. She would be proud of me, Nina. You're absolutely right. Sorry, Linda. Linda's just put, every time I think, oh, that's my favourite colour in the paste, Phill uses another one and then that becomes your new favourite. That's like me. Right, here we go. Sorry I'm late. I had to make a celebratory gin after work. Well, congratulations, and I hope you enjoyed your gin. So now we are going to bring in the little grey board pieces and we're going to paint them. And we are going to paint them with the paste, which I know is just not what you would expect me to say. That's bugging me. Let me get another piece. There we go. So we are using the paste again, but this time as a paint. There should be more than that. Where are they? Here they are. Just bear with me while I get all the bits. There we go. So I don't need the centre of this clock. The clock grey board is, I'm going to save that. The clock grey board is one of ours. Again, I never check to see whether we've got stock or not. But hey ho, if we have, we have. If we haven't, I apologise. So we're now going to paint these and we'll do combinations. The good thing about this is you only have to go on once. You don't ever need to do a second colour. So let's just make sure I've got the right brush. Yeah, this is the that one, English Country. So I'm going to do the largest heart with this. So I'm just putting a little bit at the end of my brush and I'm going to paint that on. Remember, I've got water on this brush as well because it's the one that I use to mix up the watercolour background paint. So I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to put it on thick and show you how this looks. That should be enough. Oh, that's far too much Phill. So we're now coordinating the embellishments. So I'm just going to show you this and hope you can see that. You can see the lines in that from my brush. Where are we? Oh. There you go. Look, you can just see the lines from my brush. I'm going to leave that there and do nothing with it. But when we come back to that, it will be smooth. So let's just do a trio tone with this. So straight onto grey board. I don't need to prime it, don't need to do anything with it. Straight on. And I'm still only using what's on the lid. Let's do a fleur-de-lis. I've not used any paste from the pot at all yet. So we've got a fleur-de-lis. We've got one section on the clock. And then we'll put that back. I have got it all over my fingers, but it's fine. It washes off, yeah, I've got mucky fingers. Oops. Let's just put the lid on. And then we'll go in with the aquamarine. Oh, I've only got 2 brushes, that's shameful, bear with me. Shame on you. I'm looking for a flat brush. So I am looking for a flat brush rather than a stipple brush for this. You can obviously stipple this on, and if you stipple it on, it will keep the texture. But I want this flat. It will look even more like a Neapolitan ice cream by the time I've done. That takes me back a bit. Neapolitan ice cream. So we're just colour coordinating at the moment. And we'll do a fleur-de-lis. Oops. You can see how little I'm actually using. It's remarkable. And it's very rare that I enthuse about another brand. But credit where it's due, this is an amazing product. So pop that over there. And we will do one of the hearts, I think, in this colour. And the beauty about this, remember I told you at the beginning, it does self-level. So you can't really do this wrong. It doesn't help when you've got big chunky fingers like me. So let's just add a little bit more to this. Yeah. Well, I wonder if I might stipple this. Yeah, let's do a little bit of stipple, just to give it some texture. I'm sorry you've lost me now. I'm in my zone. There we go. And then we'll finish with the Roycroft Rose. There was one in. You can't really make a mess with it. It's just, that's it. It's just a bit of paste on your finger. That's all. That is near enough dry already. Look at that. How fab is that? And then we'll finish with the Roycroft Rose. So make sure I took as much excess water off that as I can. I'm all over the place with my mark, forgive me. And then we'll do the heart. It's all my fingernails and everywhere. Could be worse. Could be much worse. The beauty of this is as well, if you want added texture, you can literally do it straight on with the paste. So let's stipple this. Let's make this a little bit crunchier. There we go. So I'm just filling in the gaps now. I'm not trying to go over where the English country is. I'm just filling in the gaps on the grey board. I've got a little, there it is. So I'm stippling this, so we have got a little bit of texture going on. And that will stay like that. How pretty is that? Looks like an ice cream clock. Roy Cropper. Who's Roy Cropper? And then we'll do the last little fleur-de-lis. So what we're doing at this stage is we're just making all the embellishments coordinate with the flowers. So I've tried to avoid using too much green and aquamarine. We want to break up the colour from the flowers. So let's just pop that on there and let that dry. Put the lid on. And then I will just spend a second to clean my curry. Well, I don't know. Sorry, Carol. Sorry, Carol. You won't regret it though, I can promise you that. So we're going to leave these little bits up there on my mat just till they've dried properly. And then we're going to alter them again. So pop that up there. We're going to alter them again. I'm going to reuse this. So for this card, I've got some of my big leaves. Now this die set, when I first did this leaf set, I can't even remember what it's called. I apologise. But this was one of my favouriteest ever leaf sets. Ever. So I've got a left and a right in the large size. Kara might know which this is called, or somebody might know, I can't remember. I've got a left and a right facing in the large size, and then I've got an extra left and an extra left in the two sizes. We're going to stipple these with the paste, and I'm going to probably do the aquamarine. I don't know why I keep putting the lid back on, because I'm using it, so let me just leave it off for a second. So this time I am going to stipple this, so I'm moving away from the brushes, and I've got a little bit of cut and dry foam here, yeah. Got a little bit of cut and dry foam. You can do this with a bit of kitchen sponge. We've done this before. So I'm going to dapple these die cuts with the paste. So again, I'm using it in a different way. I do have a second foliage. As you know, I like to have two different, but they are staying white. So we're going to dapple these, and I know that I only need one full section doing. The rest are just the top three. Let me get a drink. Get a breath, Phil. Get a breath. I don't blame you, Maureen. You could have come and spent succulent foliage. Thank you, Joanne. I like it because it's got the big leaves, and we're obviously going to shape these. So we're going to stipple this. So we're using a little bit of sponge, and I'm going to stipple it so that I get texture. So the more you put on, I mean, that looks, let me just show you that. Can you see that? Oh.